How to take pictures of basketball, the short version, revised 2026 August. What we will cover: safety, gear and exposure, where to shoot from, sample pictures, issues and problems. Safety. The players are playing the game. They are not watching out for you. It is your job to keep out of the way of the players. On the basketball court, the players are much closer to you than on the football field. So you have only a few seconds to get out of the way when they start heading towards you. Gear and exposure. On the left, camera with a high max ISO of 25,600 or more. Lenses, 17 to 7.8 2.8 APS-C mirrorless, 24 to 7.8 2.8. Both of these are primary lenses for the court. 70 to 200 2.8, primary lens from the bleachers. 35 150 2.8 to 4, unfortunately recently discontinued. 35 1.8 and 50 1.8 for the dim gyms. Exposure, mode M, manual. Shutter speed 1/1000 of a second. Aperture wide open, f2.8 or 1.8. ISO, auto or manual. On the right, now we're talking about kit lenses. Camera, you need a camera with a high max ISO of 25,600 or more, and you will need it. Lenses, the kit lenses, 18 to 55 or 18 to 140. Exposure, mode S, shutter priority. Shutter speed, 1/500 of a second. ISO, auto. Get to the gym early and test your exposure. Adjust if needed. Where to shoot from. Basketball is opportunistic oriented. What does that mean? The players are running all over the court. You cannot run up and down the court to follow them. So you pick a position and shoot the action as it comes to you. However, you don't just stay in one place. You need to move around the court to get different angles. Which direction do you shoot from? Generally, you would shoot towards the unopened bleachers to avoid spectators in the background. However, shoot towards the open bleachers if you want the students in the background. So this depends on what you want in the background for your picture. Plan where you are going to shoot from. This example is a home game. As shown by the blue arrow, the play is going from left to right. So, first thing, the jump ball. Circle on the top middle with the green line. That is shooting a jumper, a right-handed jumper. If you shoot a left-handed jumper, you have to go to the other side of the court. On the right side, the blue circles, that would be where I would stand to shoot the offense. To shoot the defense, the blue square on the bottom of the picture, and I would be looking at the defensive players. Layup shots. Here we have a comparison of two different layup shots. On the left, you cannot see her face. Her arm is in the way. On the right, you can see his face. His arm is behind his head. So, where was the photographer shooting from? This gets into part of your planning now. Where are you going to stay on the court? If most of your players are right-handed, they're going to be like the guy on the right. So you want to put yourself in that part of the court where you got a clear shot at his face. Sample pictures. The introductions. The action. Lots of different pictures. The defense. Get the bench and the coaches. Yes, don't forget the coaches. The coaches get often get neglected in pictures. Get the final score before they turn the scoreboard off. You need to shoot this one fast because in some cases, within seconds after the end of the game, the scorekeeper kills the scoreboard. And the reason why you have that is because someone will sooner or later ask you, what was the score of the game? You have the picture of it. You've got the final score. Also, get the sportsmanship handshake at the end of the game. Issues and problems. Jump ball. If you set up wrong, you got a great shot of the back of the jumper's head. Jump ball. There is only one jump ball. This is the rule for our high school league. Miss the jump ball and your next chance is the next game. Big question. Can you see our jumper's face? Ask the coach if the jumper is a righty or a lefty. On the left, the earlier picture, you got a lefty going for the jump ball. Unfortunately, we have the back of his head. On picture right, now we've got a righty going up and we can see his face. So you have to know which hand your jumper is using, left or right. That'll drive what side of the court you have to shoot from. If you're on the scorekeeper side of the court, in this case, you have to shoot a righty. If you've got a lefty going up, you have to shoot from the opposite side of the court. Now we have a left-handed jumper, so we go to the opposite side of the court to get her jumping. But she also jumps right-handed. So in this case, because I was expecting her to jump left-hand, I went to the left-hand side of the court. And what does she do? She jumps with her right hand. And by the way, her opponent is the same girl. So how does she decide left hand, right hand? Have no idea. Color of the opponent's uniform. A little more tough to deal with. But as you can see in this picture, your eye goes to the player in the red. Red and orange will attract your eye before any other color. So as opposed to looking at your own team, your eye is pulled towards the opponent. This is tough because you don't always know what color the opponent is going to wear. For instance, if the school's color is red and black, are they going to wear red or are they going to wear black? Don't know. You would have to find out. This is one reason for going to, in this case, away games. The home team is in white. If you go to an away game, that school that has red or orange is going to end up wearing white, and your school is going to have the color. So it gets into your planning of what games to shoot. Timing of action and score. Picture left, she's going up for the basket. Picture right. By the time the ball falls in the basket, she's landed on the floor. The only way you're going to get the action and score together on basketball is basically a dunk, where they are up there with their hand and they're dunking the ball in before they drop down to the floor. So you're going to have to be satisfied with the action rather than the score. The end. Please like and subscribe.